So welcome everyone, and welcome in our International Film Festival Etiuda&Anima. I'm Dorota, and I will conduct today's interviews. And here we have Elsa Rosengren with the film I Want to Return. Hello, Elsa.
Hi.
It's great to have you. And
Great to be here.
I wanted to ask about the inspiration of the film because it seems that it was very personal for you, and the actual neighborhood that the people live in. And was it something that you wanted to portray as your experience or your observations of the actual people living there?
Well, I think I mostly try to find kind of like a topic for the film that was personal to me, but at the same time to find a topic that also somehow belonged to the neighborhood I was living in. So in a sense, I think that these aspects of the neighborhood and the people who are portrayed in the film, they are like kind of they're like maybe how to say, like expanding the theme, the main theme of the film. Yeah.
Okay, and then you stated that the people leaning out of the windows in the beginning of the film, the actual people living there leaning out their actual windows from their homes, and so was it something hard to achieve, or was it easy? Did they happily agreed to do that and to be part of that movie, and also did they play any parts later for it?
I mean, the people leaning out of the windows was basically, I was, when I was doing the casting, I was walking around looking up the buildings in that neighborhood, and when I saw someone in the window, I would call to them. So it was not so hard to convince them, because they just had to be at the window at a certain time of the day for us to come and shoot. But what was the rest of your question?
Did they happily agree to that? Because
most people were really excited to be part of it.
Oh, okay.
Some people said no, of course, but they are not in the film, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in the other scenes, are those actually there are also people from these neighborhoods? When we hear the dialogues and some other scenes, are there also people from it?
Yeah. It was basically like most people who appear in the film are kind of in places where they normally hang out anyways. So, for instance, this first dialogue, quite long dialogue between a man and a woman in a bar, they are both regulars of that bar, and that's also where I met them both. So.
And are any parts actually improvised, or was it the script that you had before, or did you maybe change some of it after meeting with those people to have some personal experience from their lives?
Yeah, it was like in the script, it was more like that each part of the script should have like 3 different topics, kind of. So the dialogues and the monologues were improvised around certain topics. So everyone knew what they kind of should talk about, but the words themselves we improvised on the set.
Did you meet all of the people, or some of the people did you know before starting to think about making this movie, or all of them are just for this movie specifically, and you met them? I know the people were like regular in the bar, but did you actually meet them, or no?
So I did a short film before this one where I also kind of had the same method when I went out to the streets and talked to people. So some of the people in this film were also in the film that I shot just before. But the rest, it was just all of these during this month of casting. I would meet with the people who would appear in the film later and get to know them, and hang out, and that's it.
I also wanted to ask about the scene with the dancing in a club, because it's a one shoot without any cuts. And was it also, first of all, was it improvised, the dance part, or was it strictly script? And was it difficult to have it in one shoot?
It was. I mean, we had only 2 takes for this dance scene because we had to get out of the location. We were getting thrown out because it was kind of like in this film we were shooting. It was kind of a little bit documentary style, so we sometimes shot in places that were open for public, and so yeah, it was stressful sometimes. And this dance scene, basically, the dancer Ellen Edmar is one of my best friends since childhood, and we understand each other very, very well. So she knew what the dance was about, and she just did it,
Okay.
and it was amazing, I think.
Yes, without any cuts, just like first take, and it was done, and it was perfect.
I mean, I don't really strive for perfection in my films, but I think it's very like full of life and feeling. So this is more what I look for.
Okay. And the other parts, or the script, or getting people, were any obstacles that you run to, and that you were not expecting, or was it going very smoothly, just as you wished it for?
I don't know what I was expecting. I just tried to really do something after my best abilities at the point. And this ended up in this kind of film where it was kind of like we just went out in the city like a small team and were shooting a lot. And of course, there was a lot of drunk people on the streets bothering us, and people trying to steal our stuff. And it was like extremely warm summer also. I don't know, it was kind of stressful shoot. But it was exciting, also very exciting.
Okay. And there was a second film in this neighborhood, so I guess you have some special feelings towards it. And so are you planning to do something more for your work that plays this neighborhood of people from it as well?
No, I'm done with it now. And I don't live there anymore, so
Okay, that's good. So but do you have any other plans for now, for something new?
yes, I'm right now editing my latest. It's like a short film that's supposed to be some kind of I don't know what you call it, like a mood for a longer film or something. And this is actually quite different. It's a film set in 19th century Sweden,
Oh,
so it's a different kind of film.
okay. Yeah, that's very different from that one, because
Yeah.
that feels
Well,
almost too present. Like we are present in it as well.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess there are some similarities in the end, also with this film, but it's a different approach, definitely.
Okay. Okay, then thank you very much for this talk, and thank you for being in our festival, and all the
Thank you
best
so much
luck
for having me.
for your next projects.
Thank you so much.